Michigan, Albert Bierman has been around in charge of Hyundai's vehicle testing and high-performance development for longer than 2.5 years now, with his fantastic good work is finally needs to show up. The 2018 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport represents a lot change with the South Korean automaker, that has struggled to have passed the inherent downside of its home country's roads being almost uniformly smooth and straight, and not conducive to developing the idea and handling acumen how the tight and twisty roads of old Europe forces. Thus, sporty Hyundais have typically suffered with the combination of your harsh ride and wallowy handling. It's a subtle corporate transformation, arriving this fairly low-volume, low-priced, European-centric front-wheel drive hatchback. Nonetheless, it portends good stuff to expect from the modern and quickly growing Genesis Premium division, where Bierman, until late 2014 BMW's chief on the AM division, is predicted to do wonders. We're not planning to tell you how the Hyundai Elantra GT Sport is advisable in class, but it really should be in the identical discussion because the Volkswagen GTI and Honda Civic C, and that's saying something. It won't blow you away dynamically, however it will make you feel you've got a good hot hatch at a good price. Springing for that GT Sport gets which you 1.6-liter turbo for rated at 201 horsepower, and importantly, 195 pound-feet from 1,500 revolutions per minute, while wheel tire dimension is upgraded from 17 inches to 18. The engine is a bit more than adequately powerful and thrust without notable lag and the peakiness that identifies numerous breathed-on small displacement engines. And the standard 6-speed manual emerges as one with the best gearboxes available. The Hyundai box feels no less than as snicky smooth to be a Honda gearbox, and also the clutch pedal take-up is smoother and even more linear compared with the latest Civic C. In corners, what few compelling S's this component of Michigan can offer, the Elantra GT Sport yaws a little bit, with marginal, benign understeer. It tracks throughout with no drama. If anything, its absence of tossability is area where this Hyundai falls somewhat behind the VW GTI and Civic C. Ride quality is concerning equal with all the competition. It's not harsh, nonetheless it's stiff enough to remind you there's always something of your payoff to the way it handles. There's also too much road noise, a combination in the wide, grippy tires and also the hatchback's hard-to-slate body. The Elantra GT Sport also feels a little overtired, too. Even on tighter, faster second-gear turns, you won't ever glance at the rear wheels get loose ahead of the front wheels do. Good non-pro drivers will need to find a tight mountain road what the GT Sports are able to do beyond its grip limits. Hyundai says it offers tuned electric power steering. It's okay, but feedback isn't great. In a special afternoon, having driven the GT Sport manual, I got behind the wheel of any 2018 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport while using 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, that adds a to-mode driver's dynamic mode selection. The Sport dynamic mode adds weight to your steering, which seems unnecessary because it doesn't add feel or feedback. Sport also changes the transmission mapping, holding gears longer when you drive the dual-gate in automatic mode. It does what you'd expect it to complete, plus the suspension feels a little bit stiffer, though anyone who chooses a GT Sport as he or she wishes to drive the automobile is best advised to stick while using car's exceptional manual gearbox. If you drive the DCT in manual mode, with all the paddle shifters, the tranny will upshift available for you before you reach the rev limiter. That aside, the DCT is quite slick to get a dry clutch system, offering crisp, smooth shifts. Foregoing the DCT also means that this GT Sport's $3,850 tech package just isn't available. While you might want that package's panoramic sunroof, 8-inch AMFM navigation system, Blue Link connected services and medium map, 7-speaker Infinity premium audio, and ventilated front seats. You won't miss the automatic emergency braking, and doubtless not the lane keeping assist or driver attention alert. 3 pedals need to keep you fully engaged. The GT Sport's interior is a nice decent place, with well-bolstered, heated and ventilated front seats, with leather surfaces, and red accents subtle enough for being tasteful. If Hyundai cheapened out anywhere, it's around the center console plastic, which like a lot of other cars, is a little bit on the thin side. For additional perspective, former road test editor Eric Weiner spent some time using the roughly $4,000 cheap Elantra GT. It has a twist-beam rear axle instead from the GT Sport's multi-link and is particularly powered using a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder beneficial to 161 horsepower and 150 lb-ft of torque. Dynamically, I was not amazed by the Elantra GT, noted Weiner, but again, I wasn't driving the Sport. The engine is well suited towards the 6-speed automatic transmission, featuring its decent responsiveness and adequate zip. I was thrilled with how the transmission holds gears longer and also the throttle responds quickly in the Sport driving mode. The brakes don't have much feel, and also the steering is almost vague, but ride quality can be quite high. Also it tracks totally straight within the highway. Eric's Elantra GT had cloth seats. Rear seat space is a little tight, he noted, though together with the 6040 rear seat folded, cargo space tops that relating to hatchback versions in the Chevrolet Cruze, Ford Focus, Mazda 3, VW Golf and Toyota Corolla, Hyundai says. The Korean brand holds this compact hatchback up to be a sportier alternative for the subcompact crossovers that many compact buyers are shifting. Hyundai says the Elantra GT hatch tops the Toyota CHR, Mazda CX-3, Chevrolet Trax and Jeep Renegade for cargo space. Take it from me, you're very likely to fit your bicycle from the Elantra hatch in comparison to those BCVs, without taking away from the front wheel. I think this car is most compelling as being a well-made and affordable city hatchback which has a killer 10-year powertrain warranty and 5-year 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, Weiner says, investing a good word into the Elantra GT, while calling out of the qualities in which the brand is definitely known. Conversely, I think the 2018 Elantra GT Sport is early evidence that Hyundai has exorcised its persistent chassis tuning problems, which bodes well for enthusiasts from those within the budget-minded and on the price spectrum to individuals looking to get a BMW 3 Series alternative inside the upcoming Genesis G70. 2018 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport specifications. Price: $24,135 base. Engine: 1.6 liters turbocharged DOC 16-valve I-4201 HP at 6,000 revolutions per minute, 195 lb-ft at 1,5004, 500 revolutions per minute. Transmission: 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Layout: 4-door, 5-passenger, front engine, FWD hatchback. EPA mileage: 17,182,325 miles per gallon city hui. LXWXH: 170.9 by 70.7 by 57.7 inches, wheelbase. 104.3 inches, weight. 2,9013, 155 pounds, 060 miles per hour, nah. Top speed. Nah.